Story this hour. The president celebrating a big win on tax reform at the White House. We're joined now by one Republican senator who was there, Senator David Perdue of Georgia. He's also the only member of the Senate to run a Fortune 500 company as the CEO of Dollar General and of Reebok. Senator, great to have you on the show with us. Huge celebrations, relief, I think, from the GOP leadership there. How important do you think today will be as a turning point for voters' sentiment surrounding the president, but also unity within the GOP?
Well, first of all, this is a capstone on a very successful year of this administration. President Trump said job one is getting the economy going. He worked on regulations, and we pulled back 860 rules and regulations this year. He's releasing our energy potential, and now we have this historic tax bill. This is going to bring relief to working men and women of America and make Americans competitive again in business around the world.
Senator Perdue, the tax bill isn't very popular. What's your explanation for that?
Well, you've had messaging from the other side, even before the bill was finalized, that told people many points of disinformation. We've been calling that out in the last few days. You're going to see this over the next few weeks. But the real telltale here is when Americans go to get their paycheck in February, they're going to see the impact of this bill. When they see jobs created, you know, the best benefit to a person in America is going to be that person that gets a new job from this bill. So they're going to begin to see the reality here, and we're going to continue to tell the truth about what we just did.
One of the biggest concerns Americans cite, especially in those polls, is that perhaps the tax cuts benefit the wealthy, the companies. And this is something Gary Cohn, as the president's economic advisor, is grappling with as well. He says he's surprised by the fact that the tax plan is so unpopular at the moment. It's something, obviously, that the administration will be working on. One thing he also said was that the White House was trying to strip the carried interest provision in the tax code, but was rebutted by Congress, that those members in Congress basically hit a brick wall and wouldn't let the White House through with that. What's your response to Congress getting in the way of closing that tax loophole?
Well, any big bill like this has points in it that doesn't satisfy everybody. I was on the president's side on that one issue, but that issue is bigger than just the financial industry. It's also the energy industry and the farming industry. But let me go back to the first part of your question. You know, the disinformation out there can be corrected by just a few simple facts. Let me give you an example. A median income family of four making $73,000 a year is going to get a 60% tax cut in this bill. A working mother is going to get a 75% tax cut making a median income. So these are points that will be proven as we get into this bill. Well, let me say this. This is a very comprehensive bill that makes American businesses competitive to the rest of the world. And I believe a lot of people around the world woke up this morning and realized that America is back in business again. And I give this president and his administration all the credit for that.
Senator, one of the first things the president said was that he was thanking AT&T for their announcement, giving credit to the tax overhaul and the fact that they're going to give more than 200,000 people a bonus at the end of the year. Now, the skeptic might suggest here that in light of the tensions with AT&T and Time Warner and getting that deal done, there's an opportunistic move here from AT&T. As a former CEO, sir, what do you make of it?
Well, that's a cynic's view of that, but I think a $200 million bonus for the people of AT&T is a sign of confidence coming from that board, and I think you're going to see many more examples of that. This confidence right now, we have a 20-year high in CEO confidence in our business community. Not only that, our consumer confidence is a 16-year high because they believe this president was listening to them last year in the election and is now acting upon his promises. And I believe the American people will respond to that very strongly.
Senator, thank you so much for joining us. Senator David Perdue, Republican of Georgia. Congratulations on the success today.
Thank you.
And